What's up? What's going on, y'all?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Pick Your Brain Podcast, a platform to showcase creatives, social issues, mental health, and community empowerment. I'm Simone.
It's your boy Kyle Dacallos, aka DJ Asthmatc.
Booyaka, booyaka, it's MC Churro, aka Jonathan Mendoza. What's up?
What up, kid folks? It's Mike D. What's good? And I'm very excited today. We have a special guest, my good friend, music duo, part of Balik Bayan, and also, these are my folks. So, yeah. Let me introduce y'all. It's Astralogik. Let's go.
Where did they come from? Holy shit.
So welcome to our podcast. So how y'all feeling today?
We're good. I'm full of food. I just ate a lot of, I think it was an ube, coconut, some cake, something. Before. We just had a family party, a small quarantine family party before we came here.
So I think we get down to it. We want to ask who is, what, and why. What is Astralogik, and how did you all come together?
Well, my name is Churro.
I'm Chen.
Yes, and we're a duo called Astralogik, and we play music, but we do a lot of other things too. We do a lot of work within the community. We do a lot of healing work too in the community as well. And what else do we do?
We do many things.
There's a lot of things.
So what's the origin story? How did y'all come together? What's the origin?
Astralogik. So, do you want to? Okay.
Can that be like from Rock the School Bells or?
However you like. Okay.
Yeah. How did y'all come together?
From a garage.
That's where all great things start. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was trying to give her a chance to talk. No, so we met in Milpitas through a mutual friend, Mike Paces. And Mike Paces was part of a band called Filtered Soul, and they were this really good R&B soul singer group. And they were our mutual friends, and he had talked about us to each other for 2 years. And he was just like, you got to meet this girl, Rowena. She's basically like you, but she's a guitarist. And then he would say the same thing to her.
Said, you're going to meet my friend Churro. Don't worry about the name. You'll get used to it. And I was like, okay, fine.
And so we never met for those 2 years. He would talk about us to each other. And then one day she had booked a gig, and her original singer had a family emergency. So I stepped in, and
coincidentally had the same birthday as Churro.
Yeah, the singer who bowed out.
Yeah.
I have the same birthday as her.
Yeah.
So it was like a weird.
It
was a weird synchronicity, but basically, I filled in. And the first day that we met in that garage, it was kind of like I hadn't met another girl in the South Bay who like I felt like talked the same language as me yet. I met a lot of really cool women, but she was the first woman who I felt like she talked the same language as me, and she was a musician. And that is so rare. Like it's so rare to find like another female musician that's not like a singer in the South Bay. So we just kind of clicked. I forced her to take my phone number.
You forced?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I was just like,
she grabbed my phone.
Assertive, very assertive.
I was very assertive, you know. Yeah, and it was just purely a friendship. We were really good friends from the beginning, and we just like hung out nonstop since then. And then now it's been like 10 years, and we just haven't separated since then. So, yeah.
Hey, Kyle.
Huh?
Hey, do you remember that one scene in the movie Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood? Remember where Lock Dog's like, hey, I bet you I can get her number. And he pulls out like the gun. He's just like, hey, give me your number.
Basically.
Oh my God, that movie.
He's like,
give me your number. And then 10 years later. We better.
Hey, and then Lock Dog comes back, is like, I told you I'd get her number.
Yeah, I gotta tell the story. It's the first time I heard Churro sing before Astralogik was a duo.
Oh, wow.
So it was like around early 2000s, and at the time UGAT was Know Your Roots Apparel, and I was there was a Filipino festival in Santa Clara University. They put something together there, and I was vending. I was selling shirts, and I was there by myself, and there was like hella people like trying to buy shirts, and I'm like, I'm so busy. And at the time, Churro was performing, right? And I just heard his voice. I was like, what the hell, right? Like, I gotta see who this is. So I left the booth, and everyone's like, where the fuck you going? I was like, nah, I just gotta see who it is. And when I went up to the stage, I was like, yo, that's Churro. It was Churro, you know?
Wow.
So, yeah.
Crazy.
So from that point on, I was like, every time I saw her, I was like, oh, I know her. I was like, kind of, I'm fan, you know, like fan girl. Like, yeah, that's the angel that I heard. You know what I mean? Like that angel voice, yo. So that's my story.
Fan guy. I know that was a long time ago. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and that was a long time ago? Like, how long?
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s?
Yeah.
Dang, I was like 3-4 years old then. Ooh.
What?
No. I think it was sorry. It was like around 2010.
Oh, okay. I think you said early 2000. I was like, wow.
I was like, wait, I was like,
I was only 3.
I was only like 3-4 years old. Like, damn.
You, Churro?
I met y'all at the Pray for Taal benefit show, that 10 fam, UGAT clothing, and then there was one more host. It was what was the third one? Powys. Powys, and then y'all performance, that was the one that I fangirled over. That was like, wow, these guys are so tight. Oh my god. And then I remember just talking to y'all after and just really vibing, just talking about things like, damn. And then COVID hit. So
that was in January. Wow.
yeah. I got so hyped during your whole performance. I was like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, that's so sweet. I mean, you're just hype in general, but
Yeah, for real, right?
but I thank you for expressing the sentiment.
Of course.
Yeah, I think the first time I really connected with Jaw, I think it was the Typhoon Haiyan.
Yeah.
When that happened, right? And I think all our community came together and was trying to figure out how to support back home in the Philippines. And I think y'all came in terms of want to be able to contribute your skills and talent. I think we put something together. I think you all donated like your skills, money, and time. And so I think that's the first time I really connected you on face to face.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, we've been building.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Supporting
yeah.
each other's. I mean, our causes are very similar, so it was just natural for us to fit into each other's spaces and support. So.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we for the most part, like personally, I appreciate y'all as an artist, and at the same time, still giving your time and energy, and you're contributing your whatever you can, whatever capacity you have, for our community. So I love y'all for that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it helps that you all organize so well, so that it's easy for us to come in and just jump in and put our gifts to work.
Yes.
Because I know there's all this other stuff that happens behind the scenes to make that work, right?
And working with other people can be difficult. It can be hard. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a lot to build a relationship, and especially in the creative world too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Creative and advocacy world. There's a lot of different cliques, organizations, but how can we unite together as the masses in order to fight for these big causes causes altogether? You got something to say, Churro? We are the world.
We are the world.
Did they do one for Typhoon Haiyan? They did one, right? Did they do one for Typhoon Haiyan, like a bunch of Filipino artists? You remember that? Yeah, I remember that one. Actually, Typhoon Haiyan, so Tacloban City, that's an hour away from where my parents are from.
Oh, wow.
They live in Carigara. Yeah, so it hit really hard. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Back home, man.
What's crazy is that following year after Typhoon Haiyan happened, or Yolanda over there, right? We actually went back home to the Philippines because right before Haiyan there was a
big earthquake.
8.1 earthquake in Bohol.
Shit.
And damn, when we ended up going there in 2014, we were like, is it gonna be okay for us to go there?
Yeah.
At that time.
It was immediately after.
Yeah, right after Haiyan and
Haiyan. And then we went to Bohol, and the church was there was a big giant church there that's very iconic. I forget the name of the church, but it was basically in shambles. It was crazy to see how massive a destruction
Yeah.
some of these natural disasters, have hit their land. So it was a crazy experience, but it really hit home for us and made us be hyper aware of like what's happening back home and what's happening with climate change,
True.
and how that's being affected by all this human activity that is happening. So
I think what really stuck out to me when we went down there was visiting the indigenous tribes, the Skaya tribe.
oh yeah, that's right.
Because the access to the government,
Services.
services is like a lack.
For
You
sure.
know, and
Nothing.
so we've donated our time and also like the funds that we had to like help build the roofs of
Yeah.
their school and also build like bathrooms on for their school because they've been just going into these like bamboo. I just got the visual, and this is the reason why I'm talking about it is because it was so vivid. And like until now, I still think about it, like how they've been living without that much, even before we came, and like after the earthquake, it was just like everyone, all the kids had sip on, like 'cause they're on the freaking highest point in the mountain in Bohol, and it's just crazy to like see how much they endure
For sure.
and how much what is that word where he's like you're just so resistant, and it's just like resilient, not resistant. Resilient,
Yeah.
such a strong word that I also like take within our community is how resilient we are.
For
you know,
sure.
as far as a people. Sorry, I just had to go there
Yo,
because like
good.
that vision just like came and it's just like whoa, like,
Again, like really highlighting for folks, especially y'all, and contributing in any way, whatever capacity they have, and how much difference he can make in terms of the people
Yeah.
back home. And so again, I love y'all for that. So for sure, keep it up, and let's continue to build, and let's continue knowing that folks are needing those support.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whether it's $5, $10, or even $1, it goes a long way.
For sure. It's whatever you have, whatever
Yeah.
you can give.
Whatever
that's
you can
what it is.
give.
So yeah, so over here we all about community. So that's what's up. So next question I wanted to ask is, what has been the biggest challenge as a musician, performer, entertainer in when this pandemic hits? Like the year of 2020. What has been the biggest challenge for y'all?
Well, pretty much we don't perform live anymore, which was like our bread and like it wasn't our bread and butter, but it was definitely like the butter for sure. And
yeah,
performing live,
the fat.
I mean, not only was it like soul filling for us, but like we were able to survive through these funds from having these live performances, and now it's like all gone. We've adapted. We've been able to do these virtual performances pretty effectively now, I think.
Yeah.
But it's still not. It's just not the same, and like learning how to navigate an audience through this new lens is very. It's just difficult. It's like we're having to learn how to be a new performer, and it's still work in progress. But I feel that we're still blessed that we can at least do all the virtual stuff, because
Yeah.
otherwise, how the hell would we communicate with each other through ESP? You know?
Which platform do you guys like the most? Like performing on, would you say?
StreamYard was not bad.
StreamYard has been the most consistent for us. Like, yeah, just because I guess something about like their servers, or I don't know the technical
Okay.
I
details
don't know
of
the
that.
technical either, but
We've been doing it mostly through Zoom because that's the most accessible to
Yep.
people. But yeah, StreamYard has been like the nicest one so far.
I was on TikTok and Twitch a lot.
Oh, really?
TikTok. I swear to God, I almost did to get TikTok famous. So I gotta be really consistent.
Oh, I just downloaded TikTok last night.
Oh, really?
Too.
All
That's
right,
funny.
I'm gonna send you my link. But I
Okay,
don't even use
yes,
it no
yes,
more,
yes.
so it's all good. I don't use it no more.
What? Why?
Because you got to be so consistent. And even same thing with, I mean, just with any platform, as an artist, you have to be consistent. Like
Yeah.
Twitch is more about engagement in terms of you have to like actually go to people's streams and interact. If you
Yeah.
don't, then you're not really like in the community. Whereas with TikTok, you always got to post at a certain time. And if you're not consistent, but the thing is, the algorithm hits really crazy. So I feel like if y'all post a few videos on there, I'm pretty sure y'all could get viral.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I was thinking about wearing my duster while I do. Like, dusters, like, you know what, like grandmas wear when they're cleaning the house.
I
aunties.
have
Like-
a few.
You have a duster? Okay. Grandmas and aunties and titas. It's like this, like, muumuu.
yeah.
And then
pretty
they'll
much.
usually have a broom in their hand while they're doing something.
Instead of a broom,
The while listing thing.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about playing video games in my duster and doing that on Twitch.
Hey, anything.
Yeah, honestly,
There's
anything.
an audience for anything nowadays. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
Just be consistent.
there's mukbangs, right?
Consistency.
Mukbangs is one of them. I still don't understand why that's so famous, but it is.
What's famous?
Mukbang.
Oh yeah.
I was planning to do that too on Twitch. I was like, huh, maybe.
Yeah.
I eat a lot. Why not take a video of myself?
Yeah, might as well just get some followers while you're eating
So if we have a mukbang, what would y'all eat?
spaghetti. Jollibee spaghetti.
Oh yes, Jollibee spaghetti.
Jonathan, I had you try Jollibee one time, right?
No, you've actually never had me.
I'm not a good Filipino friend. That's kind of shady.
Wow.
But okay, I might have us lose some followers, but the spaghetti is okay.
I mean, like I feel like it's
Hold on,
understandable for
let me
people
defend
not
my
to
case.
like.
Let me defend my
Yeah,
case.
if you're not
Sweet,
Filipino,
you know?
it's
Sweet,
an
that's
acquired
right.
taste.
I've had better spaghetti with like other going to other people's houses. You know, their titas. Make the spaghetti.
That's
So I'm
homemade.
like,
That's different.
Yeah,
The homemade is
homemade.
different.
Homemade is different.
Yeah,
How about the chicken?
I just unfollowed you.
Wait. How about the chicken? How about the chicken, Jonathan? How about the
Hey
chicken?
Mike, I don't think I followed you to begin with.
Ooh, burn.
Damn. How about the chicken?
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
How about
Man,
balabog?
like I've had
Right?
this style. Like I've had.
Balabog.
Name the whole menu.
How
How about the peach mango pie? Just kidding.
I think I've had Daryl's mom spaghetti, and I'm just like, those are like those I definitely like. I like those. So I was
The
just
homemade
like, I don't know
ones.
about the
Homemade.
Jollibee one. I'm sorry, we lost like 200
Oh
followers.
man.
We only have 74.
It's 73 now. Just kidding.
I mean, it's kind of like the McDonald's of Filipino food. So
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
McDonald's? Yeah.
I would say not the In and Out of it.
So what would Chowking be? If it's
Chowking?
That's like a.
Chowking's the Burger King.
But
Okay.
like Chowking's like a mix of like a lot of
Yeah.
True,
'Cause it's
true,
like
true.
they have like
They have
other
like noodles.
Yeah.
The whole right. They have the whole there.
Yeah.
Kyle, I think you took me there. And I had my first. Okay, sorry if I butchered the pronunciation. Was it Shopao or?
Shopao.
Shopao.
Yeah, that's where I had my. You like took me there, and I had it. I was like, yo, this is pretty good. I was
Yeah.
like,
Okay,
that's
okay,
not wrong
okay.
there.
I'll follow you back right now.
Mike always brings show pal. Like
He always has
he always
Shopao.
has it. I'm surprised he doesn't have some today.
So to the next question,
Keep it going. Keep it going.
you know,
keep it going, man. We can't
Hey,
lose any more
actually,
followers. Don't make me talk
if we're
about
keeping
food.
on the Shopao, have you ever had Shopao at a 7-Eleven in Philippines?
There you go.
There's a 7-Eleven
No.
there?
There you go.
I've never seen a 7-Eleven there.
When we went
That's how the Balikbayans survived when we
last
went there.
tour, when we went on
'Cause
tour in Philippines. Yeah. Oh, sorry. You were. Sorry.
No.
Oh, you want a tour in the Philippines?
So we went on tour with the Balikbayans for like a week
Oh.
in Philippines. And it was the most craziest nonstop, like no sleep adventure of
Yeah.
unplanned everything. But we literally survived off of Shopao from 7-Eleven. And it was legit so good.
Yep.
and y'all had a film about that.
Yeah, we came out
Tell,
with
tell us
yeah.
about the film.
I missed it. No, I missed it. Like, we were
Yeah.
talking about it that day. It came out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you hit us up too. It sold out hecka fast. Like the minute that the tickets came out, it was just like it kind of there was no more by the end of the day. And it's basically a documentary called 7,000 Miles, which documented the Balikbayans and Ruby Ibarra returning home to perform, because we're all like a bunch of like Filipino American kids who formed a band together with Ruby, and we went back to support her tour, and it was like it's just a crazy experience, and they basically documented it. We had someone named Evelyn Obama document the whole thing, and then they did a really beautiful editing with one of our bandmates, Rocky G,
Rocky.
and then also Angelo Macareg. He did the music
The sound,
for it
yeah.
in the background, and it went out for what's the name of that film festival?
Camfest.
Camfest. Yeah.
You did yeah.
Yeah, and it was on a big screen, like on those big like projector screens,
It's
and
a
all
drive-through.
these at a drive-through, and all these cars were lined up. Yo, Lia Salonga had a documentary before us, so I was like, technically, did Lia Salonga did she open for us?
Did she open for us? With her orchestra?
It's not gonna open for y'all.
Open for
That's
us.
what's up.
Where can we find it? Can you buy it somewhere?
It's not out anywhere
yes.
else right now. So they're shopping around to find other places to distribute
distribution.
it.
Yeah. Distribution.
so.
Yo, Netflix, come check them out, man.
Let's go,
Netflix, let's go.
Come on.
Right? I think it's worthy.
It was really
Yeah.
beautiful.
I think it's
Hey, Netflix, I'm gonna add another account to my thing, so just to watch that. Come on, put it on, let's go.
Another
7,000 miles, forget about it.
Instead of sharing it with 7 of your other friends. The one account.
Hey, yo, Netflix, give me that lifetime subscription, bro.
Oh my gosh.
So, moving to the next question.
There we go.
Let's keep it moving. That's what's up. So, what are y'all looking forward for the year 2021? I mean, after the year of 2020 was crazy, what are y'all looking forward to?
Oh. You want to say something? Are you thinking?
I'm thinking.
Okay, so I'll go first. I'm actually looking forward to not being so like, I guess because we're still sort of in this mode of quarantine, I feel like I'm just glad to have more of a knowledge of how to like get through this without like feeling like I'm gonna get depressed again. And also because a lot of my family has gotten really like messed up from being in quarantine because of the isolation. So being able to navigate it with more knowledge and awareness of how to like keep yourself balanced.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? We can't see each other. I can't touch you. I can't see you. You know, like, you know, there's a lot of anxiety and fear around the first time that this happened. So just having that more awareness now has just been. I'm excited to like not get all fucked up during this year. Basically, can I cuss? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a late night.
It's late.
Wow. Okay, great.
What I'm looking forward to is that that we all get immune to this thing somehow because it's totally not a joke, and I would like to be more like free, like as far as like I would love to like exercise more and like meditate more and have like a real like legit routine so that I can exercise every part of my brain to like study. Basically, I'm pretty much just prepping my entire being to like to learn new things and like to even like move through all the elements that's happening right now, because this thing is uncertain. You know, it's a real thing, and it's just like us gathering here is like just such a blessing to be around other people, you know, other people, other folks, and just like knowing. I think knowing our getting to know myself more. Because and our inner selves more, because the more we think like we're, you know, what we believe our purpose is, you know, is just like we're living that right now, you know, and now it's everything's needs to be, we need to adapt. Basically, this is a space now where 2021 for me is to adapt to every situation, to every movement, to everything that's coming as a challenge. Because the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to challenge is our mental health, for sure. You know, in reflection, you know, with ourselves, with each other, you know, and how we reflect upon, like how we react towards each other too, you know. I think that's like a huge thing, is like we really reflect how we react, you know, like how we react is how we see the other person, you know. And it's just like how can we balance that give and take, you know?
Especially
and it's
in the
all
home
energy.
space,
It's
yeah.
all energy.
We're all enclosed now with each other. So
yeah, and even
very
in these
amplified.
small like spaces, or like even in front of the computer, you know, and everything's so amplified now. Like our inner is like seeping out to our outer, you know, like our inner feelings are coming out to our physical being, you know, and is expanding that way. So if we fix this in the inner, that's what I hope for 2021, is that we really look inward and we see what's going on inside our bodies, so that we can really affect other people in a beautiful way, you know, like balance, in a balanced way. Because I really, we're so inside out, upside down, you know, that we really need to like find where we're at and who we are. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's for real. Like, you know, when the pandemic hits, it was really crazy, especially for me. Like, I don't know how to like be alone. You know what I mean? I don't know how not to like not engage other people. And so like pandemic hits and I was like quarantined. What the hell is that? And I had to like stay in my room and I didn't know how. So it was definitely like an adjustment. And I think, you know, we talked about it in terms of like 2020, quarantine. It was really like learning about yourself and like being able to like be self-reflective and figure out like the things that you need to work on and be better at. And so, yeah. And I think, you know, in terms of like the physical aspect, you know, we had an episode of, you know, like the importance of physical health, and also in the mental aspect, like we had an episode of the mental health aspect and how important it is in terms of, and how they all kind of interconnected. And so, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, today we're going to share our absurdity of the day. Hey. So I checked this out. What is my absurdity of the day? Did you know that Fruit Loops are all the same flavor?
what?
Wait, what? Did you think there was other flavors?
You said you like the green one?
Was it for the color or for the taste?
I don't know. I thought they tasted different.
There you go.
It's subliminal.
Well, there's like wait, there's
flavor.
blue, orange, pink, green, yellow, purple.
The purple isn't grape?
No, they're all the same. That's
No way.
ways. That's yeah. Fruit
not
Loops.
how
It
I
tastes like a
remembered it.
rainbow, though.
What the heck?
So
Look at
I don't
Jonathan.
understand.
Jonathan's like, what the hell?
Fruit Loops are
You know
all
what?
the same
First
flavor.
of all, Mike, why did you choose this one? I just learned about how the Jedi Order is trash in Star Wars, and now you want to tell me this?
Oh my god.
Wait, who said the Jedi Order is trash?
Oh, he just did a whole research thing. Okay, go ahead, Jonathan. Little tangent.
I love
Long
telling
story
you.
short, if it wasn't for the Jedi's action, there would not have been a Darth Vader to begin with.
Oh,
Okay, then
Star Wars. Let's go.
It's the Jedi Order's negligence and dismissal of Anakin Skywalker's feelings and life and mom that made him go to the dark side.
Ah.
That's
You know,
really
if you're a
messed up.
Jedi, you do the best for everyone. And if you have, that's why, like, oh, and I don't want to say a spoiler from The Mandalorian. Should I say
no,
it?
don't be-
Okay, never mind.
I haven't seen it
Never
yet.
I
mind.
haven't seen
But yeah.
the recent episode.
But yeah, let's just say that.
Okay.
Wait,
The
what was that?
wait, like what you were saying, like the dismissal of his feelings and like saying like, oh, you can't feel this way because you're a Jedi. Pretty much is the reason why. Yeah.
Their philosophy is broken. It
Yeah.
just is not sustainable.
Wow. Interesting.
Damn.
Well, I think there's an aspect. If we could break it down more, there's an aspect of dialectical aspect, right? There's the organization, and then there's the individual. So just because the organization might have a contradiction, that doesn't mean that you don't have your own contradiction as an individual. So that still also plays a role. And so just because the organization have a contradiction, that does not negate like or give you the freedom to actually fuck up. You know what I mean? Because they're fucked up, so that means I'm gonna fuck up. You still have like your own individual contradiction or control of yourself. So just wanna drop. Oh, we went from the Fruit Loops to start.
Everything's just power hungry.
But I get it. I get it.
An individual's actions are one thing, but technically we are often shaped by our surroundings and our environments and institutions. So,
Yes, and I think it's
kind of
vice versa.
like
Like the
a
two
path
things could
towards
work together.
accountability towards that path.
For sure. For
Cough,
sure.
cough, capitalism.
So back to the
Sorry.
all right.
Let's go back to our cat.
Fruit Loops. I think the back to the Fruit Loops is like it's the placebo effect, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
So when I was in the Navy one time, and then we would go overseas, and then I would just be seasick for a week. I would just throwing up, whatever have you. And the medical thing, they would give us like this pill to make you feel better. But I found out later it was just like a placebo.
What?
It's just like sugar pill. But you feel like logically like it's supposed to help you. So you then
Interesting.
you make sure, that's the aspect of like whatever you think sometimes make you.
That's how powerful
yeah.
the mind is.
Yeah.
Yep.
man.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so that was the absurdity of the day.
Wow. You changed my life forever with that Fruit Loops thing. Damn.
So today's sponsorship. Today we are sponsored by Astralogik. Yeah.
Hey.
So is there any specific project that y'all working on that folks should check out?
Well, a lot of the stuff that we've been doing out in the community has been, it's been actually a lot of healing work with, we've been asked to do a lot of sound healings lately. And so that's like the most recent thing. A sound healing, if anybody on the podcast doesn't know, it's basically like, it's basically like meditation, but using sound and frequency to sort of guide the meditation process.
Or to move energy.
Move energy, yeah.
Like the sound bath.
Yeah, sound bath. So it's like you're taking a bath in frequency.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's the same concept as like forest bathing.
Oh.
Like actually when I was in the Philippines, like I was in an area of like no trees, no greeneries, and it was really hot, and it was just like crazy. But once you enter like an area of just with greens or just trees, it's so much. It feels so much different. Like yeah, like in your energy, you have more energy. There's like the oxygen that comes in, like you take in, and that's the aspect of like forest bathing.
Whoa.
In the same way,
It's
I
like
think
neutralizing like
Right.
yourself. So it's like ionic stuff. Like there's a lot of negative ions that come out from the natural forest or in the beach or RF lighting that reflects onto the ocean that like helps neutralize the body too, because our
Right.
bodies are run like electricity. So like our bodies are also positively charged. So when we go into nature, there's like these negative ions that come through from the sun, and then it bathes from the earth. And like when those negative ions come out, they also neutralize with our body, because our bodies are also like not see-through, but then they're permeable. It's permeable. So like it helps neutralize our body, and it helps with our system
right.
too.
No, that's dope.
That's how it happens. How do I know that? I don't know.
Well,
Chemistry.
She's been learning a lot of chemistry and biology.
I've also been studying that
Yeah.
too.
On that topic, I didn't know that's the reason why we're like susceptible to lightning strikes. Like if we're assuming like a flat like grass field or something like that, right? Like it's because of our body's like positive ions all over our body that based off of a lightning strikes negative ions, that's what makes the attraction. I'm just like, well,
Exactly.
that's how we can get fucked up by lightning.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's why we wear shoes. Because it's rubber, right? It stops, it neutralizes.
Like around you.
Yeah. It's also the worst invention man made is shoes.
Shoes.
Just saying. I
Why
mean, I'm
so?
wearing slippers right now. Winter, spring, fall.
That's just
I forgot summer.
that's what makes you more Filipino.
Also, that makes me more Filipino. too.
Slippers all season.
Yeah. Even on stage, even at weddings. I wear slippers.
it's funny because she'll wear slippers everywhere, like go to church, freaking. We're at this formal event. She's still in her her slippers.
Dope. So more questions. We want to ask, what has been the biggest struggle for you all together? As a partner, as a music duo, what has been the biggest struggle for y'all?
I think the idea of money. I think money's always been like a struggle, but like I think knowing our worth now is like has been like it's just like our energy now, you know. I see it equaling to energy depending on like what how we shoot. Where was I going with that? Can you finish that? Can you finish
Oh,
that?
money.
Yeah, with struggles also like within like our music, like I think it's always been like trying to pay someone to like to do our music, you know, for us, like the production or like mastering, the behind the scenes with music, you know. It's always been like a struggle.
Yeah.
But we just find the right people. The people find us to like do the work. But like I think currently like our struggle is like being in space with like certain individuals. But
Yeah. We just recently moved back into my family home during the pandemic, so it's just like moving back to a space where like we grew up, where I grew up, where there might be some like trauma in there that's still kind of left over that hasn't been dealt with, as well as like some of my family who's still there who also have their own trauma, and like just kind of learning how to like navigate our energy with theirs, and being able to stay compassionate towards each other instead of just like throwing fireballs and like, well, fuck you, you know, like I mean, we don't ever say that to each other, but sometimes that can get to that point with family, you know what I'm saying? So just learning how to like have more compassion towards each other within the home space, because
Big facts.
yeah, it's like hard. It's hard because it's like we're stuck inside, you know. I have nowhere else to go, you know. But it's the awareness of it and like just really taking care of our mental health. That's like a priority number one. Just like actually we haven't had a room, like our own bedroom in a while because we've been couch surfing for a long time. But having a door that you can close is such a blessing. I was just like, oh, like I'm not gonna contribute to like any tension that's happening, because I'm gonna just go into my space. I'm gonna decompress so that I can come back into space with my family with an equanimous mindset, just like not like, you know, because I know that whenever we fight, it's not really about each other. It's really like our own stuff that we're working through.
But I'm so grateful, you know, I'm so grateful. And I'm so like in gratitude that your parents had like led us to like stay there.
Oh yeah. We took
So we finally have a bed, and it's just like
the biggest room in the house.
Yeah, it's really such a blessing, you know, that they're able to provide that for us too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on a personally, like, if y'all ever need any support in terms of whatever you struggle with, whether it's economic, whether it's like mental health aspect, you know, I want to just put it out there that, you know, let me know. I want to figure out the best way to support.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we hope to do within this, you know, our collective, the PYB podcast. You know, within our own selves, like we figure out like what's the best way to support each other, what we struggle with, and we want to extend that. We want to extend that to our community, and especially to our guests that we have like really great connections with.
Yeah,
For sure.
And so
Thank you for.
and then the next question to that is, what has been your biggest victory together?
Yeah.
Oh,
So many.
this. Well, we became very effective Amazon shoppers. Well, not really, not just Amazon, but we bought a lot of stuff during quarantine, but we came up on like some really great. I mean, we haven't treated ourselves in such a long time.
Yeah.
So that was one of my victories because I like shopping.
What did you buy?
I got a new computer.
Dope.
I bought her a new computer.
Yeah.
Okay. Dope. Thank you.
She got a boat.
A boat? Wait, a boat?
She got into fishing hardcore.
Okay, I got into fishing. That's one of my greatest victories. It's actually, yeah, man. Like learning how to fish and like catch your own food is such a very. It's an intimate thing. I mean, you're like really going out there to hunt. You're hunting for a fish.
It's funny that you say that because I actually like, because I don't know, I've been in this thing where I'm like, I don't know, kind of when I grow up, I kind of want to live like secluded and in a farm. And my dad was like, "You need to learn how to garden then." And I was like, "Huh?" You know, like catch my own food and stuff. Yeah,
Grow your own
yeah.
food, catch your own
So that's
food.
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I bought a boat. I bought my own fishing rod. I go out like when I was like studying a lot and like my way to like for my mental health was to like go out and go fish out in the ocean or in the lake and like my victory. My couple of victories was like the first fish I really wanted to catch was a rainbow trout. And I caught that in Donner Lake when we were out in the weekend with our brother, and like I just kind of casted my freaking my pole, my lure all the way out there, and I was just like, oh yeah, there's not a lot of people here, and then all of a sudden I get this bite, and I was like, whoa,
That's
what a
dope.
victory!
Y'all went to Donner Lake?
Yeah.
I used to live in Fallon. It's like 45 minutes away from Reno.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
It's country, right?
Yeah,
And,
super countryside.
yeah, I'm a hunter. I hunt ducks. I hunt deers. I fish. We go to Donner Lake all the time. Like like every summer. We would get like a one of those houses. What do you call those?
Yeah, just like
A cabin?
Cabin. We get a cabin, like the whole family, and then we would like go fishing. Something like that. Yeah.
Fun,
basically.
man.
And when you said Donner Lake, I was like, yo, that brought up like hella memories when I was a child.
yeah.
Like fishing and
It's
all
beautiful
that.
there.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, the
That's
story
dope.
for Donner Lake is
I want to see this.
Crazy.
I want to see this boat though.
Oh yeah, it's a one-person boat.
Okay. I just see
You
it.
can see it. You know, it's crazy. I haven't even like used it yet. It's just like I bought an anchor and like
know,
it houses 2 fishing poles.
She's scared of the open water,
It's
but she bought a boat. What?
yeah.
Wait,
I mean, sometimes you can't really catch the fish. Well, you could catch fish off the shore, but then like going in the middle, I could probably catch some salmon.
some bigger fishes. Yeah.
Oh, and that sashimi salmon, you know, or that sashimi. Wait, the salmon sinigang.
I've never
tried that.
Gangster.
Yeah,
That's
sitting
so
gangster.
when are you planning to use this boat?
Probably in the spring.
Okay.
Yeah, this springtime. My friends also bought boats.
Oh, so you got them to do it too?
I have a bakla crew that goes out fishing.
Okay.
Like a bunch of our lesbian friends, all of a sudden, all the lesbian friends
all
were
got boats.
fisher
My friend
women.
got a kayak. My other friend got the same boat as me.
Yeah, they just all bought.
We all bought
That
boats.
sounds
everything.
fun.
Yeah.
Dope.
Your little crew. You guys have a name?
We're called taco box.
For bakla, like a taco box.
You know, you have to bring your taco.
But it's a tackle box combined with bakla, which means
Okay.
gay.
Taco box.
Yeah.
Bucks naman, you know?
Let me know. I'd be down to go fishing with y'all.
You're gonna join the gang.
I
You're
know.
gonna join the gang.
Yeah,
That's dope.
I know.
So to the next question. What advice can y'all give young and upcoming artists?
You know, I wish somebody told me this when I was younger. Was just to like not worry too much about the like ideal of like needing to get followers all the time, because I feel like that has really stifled my creative process. And so like I got really into for a while. Just I used to get down on myself for just like, man, like I don't know if I'm putting out good stuff, or like I need to get these many followers, and I put so much pressure on like getting the likes and getting the comments and the shares, and like it stifled my process in such a way where like I didn't even want to do music for a long time or create for a long time. I was cool with performing. Performing is very easy for me, but then when it comes to creation, like it just stifled that process so much. So
You started questioning yourself.
yeah. And now I'm kind of finally coming back into it in a place where I feel like, but it took me years to like get there, you know? So I just wish somebody had told me that, to like, don't worry about all that clout. Like it doesn't matter in the end, you know?
Yeah.
What matters is that you're making something that means shit to you.
Yeah.
True.
And know why you're doing it, you know? Know why you're being an artist, you know, and like know the purpose on the reason why you're doing it, you know? And I think keeping that in mind is just like such an important, it's such a beautiful journey too, you know? But if you I know the thing with becoming an artist is always like that fame or that popularity or something like that. But really, if you come from an authentic self, or your authentic self, it'll just shine even harder, you know, brighter than you can ever like be.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like if you can like really own in on yourself and know who you are and why you're doing it, and why you're doing your art is, I think, is a really important aspect.
That's dope. I think that's what we talked about our recent podcast in terms of like having confidence and just believing in yourself and being able to be yourself. I think once you start to accept and you just, as long as you don't do no harm to anyone, and I think you just be and just do and be the best that you can be. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, you know, honestly, as a creative too, I feel that same insecurity sometimes. You know what I mean? But sometimes I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just post it. You know what I mean? Whether it's my poetry or my DJ sets, or if it's anything, all in that point, I'm like, you know what? Screw it, I'm gonna just post it, and I just stay true to that. And and there's even those like small moments of where those people who you don't even know like reach out to you and like, hey, thank you for just being who you are. That like really just makes you remind you of who you truly are at the end of the day. Right?
It's a really beautiful process.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even in the sense of like me and Mike telling us how we idolize you guys and really liked y'all, right? Y'all like, I could even tell like y'all really felt that. You know what I mean? Because like those type of things, when people say that to you, it's so crazy how it makes you feel. It's like very, how do I say? You just can't explain it. You know what I mean? When people reach out to you and say those things.
Yeah.
It's endearing.
Yes, endearing. That's the word.
For sure.
I found it.
I think we're a group of creatives, artists, and cultural workers, and we have Simone here, also a dancer. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Sample as a dancer.
Sample. No pressure.
No, but
can you
I
do that?
really feel you guys on that. Like for the longest time, because I with dancing, I haven't really been consistent because you know, of like life and stuff like that. You know, a lot of things like, I guess I wouldn't say like mattered more, but like dancing wasn't in the path that I was going on, and like, you know, coming back to dancing, sometimes it can be very scary. Like, oh, I don't know, like, am I really a dancer still? Like, should I post this? You know, it's very like scary getting back into it, and even like, I know there's like not really many classes now, but like I'm still like trying to get over that fear of like getting back into it and like being okay with like being rusty, you know? So
yeah. I feel the same way with playing the guitar, you know, being rusty and performing.
Yeah.
And practicing, you know.
True.
I went through the same process in terms of like the brand UGAT started as Know Your Roots Apparel and how it all began. And I think I struggled in terms of trying to figure out how to get accepted by other people, you know. But I think when the moment came, like, no, this is what I am, this is what I do, and this is what I enjoy. And I'm just gonna keep doing what I do and what I love to do in terms of representing, you know, our community and, you know, like basically ourselves, you know what I'm saying? But there was a time like I was like questioning, like, should I do other culture thing, right? Because so just to get followers, just to get accepted, you know, because we're in America, and again, like, you know, the idea of assimilation. Being an artist, we don't represent ourselves as most. We try to like shape shift to be able to be accepted by other people versus like not being true to ourselves and really representing the things that we want to see. And so that's the struggle that I went in terms of the beginning of like, you know, the brand. But right now, as you all can see, like, you know, no matter what, I'm going to represent, and if people accept it, that's cool. If not, like, that's cool too. Like, that's not for you. So like, I know that it represents me to the fullest, and I'm confident in that. And so, yeah, I think that's the same struggle, like, you know.
Yeah.
How about you, Jonathan, as a rapper? Oh. Poet.
Not this again. No.
Yeah, he went through it. He talked about it last podcast.
I mean, as I expressed in my introductory episode, right, where it's just something that I'm very passionate about, but also because I tend to have like perfectionist vibes and tendencies, it's just sort of like I'll start writing like 4 bars, and then I'm like, the first bar sounds good, the second bar good, and it's just like, oh, this is fucking shit, and I just kind of like scrap it. And so I don't know, it's kind of hard because one of the things that I love about you know, being privileged to have an education, right, is I'm able to understand more complex theories and concepts about sort of like how we live in this society, especially in the United States, you know. And so it's just sort of like me trying to bridge those concepts and use them in a rap, because it's not like I'm out here trying to be like, like trying to use complex vocab words like asinine or quagmire or dichotomies or whatever my raps, right? But like also at the same time, a lot of those, a lot of my academia also can pave its way into like some of the messages that we hear commonly throughout hip hop, if we're listening to like old school hip hop, Mos Def. I love Mos Def because, a lot of the stuff that he talks about is like, it's like, and so also Nas too. So just like, they're talking about the same things, but like, it's just like, they'll spit it truth, but how do I, like in my case, it's like, how do I make it more appealing, right? Because like you don't want to hear a fucking nerd, just kind of like solidly go out, because there's that disconnect, right? And this is kind of something we talked about last podcast, Mike, where just how do we bridge that gap? Because as we mentioned, right, in the beauty of being misunderstood, I'm trying to bring awareness to these complex topics, but the approach matters too, because folks may not know this, and so obviously their first response is to kind of get defensive and just be stubborn about what you're bringing to the table. But it's like, how do I share this food so that people can eat and get some food for thought? Wow, I don't know how the hell that came out, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, that's something that I kind of struggle with, like trying to phrase things and word things a lot. But I think as far as like social media goes, I tend to be hesitant at times to post stuff, even if it's just like freestyles or poems that I write. But similarly to Kyle, there's been times where I posted some stuff and then like someone who I don't really keep in touch with on a consistent basis, they'll hit me up, be like, yo, I really appreciated that. And I'm just like, what? Like, yo, thanks, bro. Like, I remember one of my former coworkers, he's like a little bit older. I went into work one day and I was like, hey, John, like, hey, I saw what you posted on Facebook, man. Like, that shit was tight, bro. And I was like,
small things.
I was just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
So,
Affirmation. Yeah.
but I mean, I suck at social media, so like, I don't really care about followers as much, because I'm just like, I don't keep consistent with this, so like, I don't expect to have a lot of followers. So, yeah. I don't know. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Oh, I had this talk last week. I vote yes.
That is so random.
No? You guys know?
I actually love pineapple on pizza.
Same.
No. I got
How
five.
about you? How about you?
All right, thanks
Sorry,
for
I
coming to a PYB podcast episode. Make sure to check out our next episode coming up.
No, just kidding. Do you like pineapples on your
It's
pizza?
funny.
No, okay, on the real.
I
Or actually,
don't.
do you want to?
No, she doesn't.
It's all good.
So Astralogik is split in half through this topic. Is this
One
the
and one.
separation of Astralogik as we know?
This is the separation episode.
This
We are
part's
now
not-
binary stars.
This is gonna get a lot of views. They're gonna be like, they're Astrologic separated. That's what we're gonna
They
title
split
it.
up because of the
Astrologic
pineapple.
split up because of pineapples on pizza. That's
No
the
longer
title.
yin and yang.
Wait.
Hey, that's the beauty of y'all. Y'all individuals.
Self care.
That's you, sir.
Let's fight it back.
Right on. All right, back to the question.
Okay.
All right. Back to the real question. All right.
Oh, that wasn't it.
No, that wasn't it.
All right. So, is there a particular or specific message / theme that you hope listeners take away when listening to your music?
Yeah, like a message or a theme.
I just how they feel it. They feel the music. They feel they felt what we felt when we wrote it. Like a lot of love, our love, the healing of love, and the compassion of it, just a lot of the times when people come approach us is like they feel like when they go through something and they come to us and they tell us that they feel like they needed that song for that feeling that they had, or they went through something in their life and they listen to our song and then they feel like it healed something inside of them. That's like the most. That's the feeling that I don't know if there's a theme around it, but I think it's just if they can feel the music and they feel loved from it, it's like I hope that they can feel a giant hug from me.
Yeah.
It's like nurturing their soul. Yeah, that's from me. My name is Chen, the daughter of Rodante Conlu and Luna Conlu.
The Astra has spoken.
The Astros, and then she's the logic. You're the logic.
So
Logic.
she's the Astra and I'm the logic.
Ooh, I got something to share too after that.
Because she's the one who speaks as she has spoken.
Interesting.
And I am the one that does the taxes.
Oh, that makes sense.
She sure does. Babe, when are you gonna do your taxes? I don't know.
Screw the government. I ain't paying mine. No, just kidding. I do pay mine. It's gonna get me if I say that.
Technically.
Yeah. So
Oh no, Kyle. Are you trying to be Wesley Snipes, bro? No.
Wesley Snipes.
So back to logic, the logic part.
Yeah.
Logic.
Oh. So, dang. That's what Astra felt. The logic feels that, damn, I don't know, man. This life is crazy. And
What do you want the listeners?
I feel like the theme is always back to like mental health. That's it. Like that's so important to me. Every time I write lyrics, it's always just because I'm working through some shit.
Yeah.
I'm processing something. I'm trying to understand it and so that I can move on from it or I can heal it. And it's always like rooted in that. And then because I know that once I can kind of work on that self whatever BS I'm going through, like it will just expound outwards. And like when her and I synergize in a way where like we balance each other because we cover very different spectrums of
twin flames.
the understanding of reality. So she balances the things that I can't think about as a logic brain person. She thinks about and she helps me understand that balance within me, and I also do that for her. So
Wow.
that's the Astra and that's the logic. Astrologic. It's a balance of both.
Can I also bring up something? I wanted to say astrologic, right? Like my horoscope is Gemini, and she's an Aries.
Oh wow.
And I don't know if anyone knows what a twin flame is.
I do.
Okay. So a twin flame. So a Gemini is a twin.
Mm-hmm.
And an Aries is like a fire sign.
I'm
So
a
it's like
flame.
flame. So like a twin flame.
And she was always calling us twin flames
I
since we had
know.
gotten together
Yeah.
10 years ago.
And then I just realized this, like it was already been like it's like there. Our elements are there.
Yeah.
You know, which is
Wow.
crazy. It's like the actual twin flame. Twin flame.
That's
You're my twin flame.
my
Like we are I feel like we're the living, breathing twin flame.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
crazy.
Yeah.
That just blew my mind right now.
Astrologic.
My gosh.
That's like straight up sign compatibility.
Yeah.
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 Because with my partner, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm a water sign, and then my partner is a Taurus, so she's an earth sign. So you have like that.
It was
Balances
like
you out.
ocean meets earth.
Yeah.
Ocean meets Earth. That's true. Mike and I are both Scorpios too. She's the only Virgo with a bunch of
I'm a
Scorpios.
Virgo.
Oh, you're earth.
I'm an Earth
I
sign.
have a lot of Virgos in my life.
Yeah, same,
All the close
same.
people.
My mom's a Gemini.
Oh, damn.
Kind of.
So you see all of it.
I see all of it. Exactly. I do see it.
All the sides.
Something that I like to bring up from time to time is like my girl, she's an earth sign, so she keeps me grounded,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Earth signs are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that's what she does for you, what do you do for her? I'm just kidding.
He brings the intensity into the relationship.
I'm a very pensive person. I bring a lot of perspective and just sort of like, I don't know.
You're
I guess-
intuitive. Intuitive.
Now you got me on a serious
My
vibe.
bad.
No, but I was gonna say like, I mean, as Kyle said, right, like the intensity, right, and like that can go into a multiple myriad of ways. But like, I like to think as far as like concepts and theories and understandings, you know, of like complexities of like relationships, whether it be or dynamics too, whether it be like race, class, family, that sort of stuff. Like I'm very revolutionary in my thought, and so a lot of, as I mentioned before, right, a cycle breaker, right. I'm always looking to like, you know, preserve some tradition, but if I see something that needs improvement, I'm not afraid to break the norm and just you know, deviate from the norm, and bring about more positive change into life. Because one of the biggest things is like when it comes to family, like there's just a lot that I've seen just on like, you know, my own fam, and so I'm just like, nah, like, you know, starting my like, I guess like lineage in a sense, like that's not how we're gonna roll, right? Like the biggest thing I bring up is like, you know, if I end up having a boy or a child who identifies as a boy, right? Like if they come to me crying, bro, I'm not gonna call them a bitch or like to stop crying. Like I'm gonna actually, you know, be there and like provide support. Or like if I have a daughter or child who identifies as like a female, it's just sort of like I want her to be well equipped, and so I want her to delve into, you know, like technology and science, like a lot of fields that, you know, historically like women have been exempt from, and that sort of stuff. So I just want to like get them involved into those different fields. So you know, intensity, because that's a lot of change you want to bring, and obviously when you're trying to break the norm, that ain't pretty.
That's a struggle.
Just like water, just like the waves. Sometimes they gotta come crashing in, and it's inevitable.
Sometimes we keep it calm, but sometimes when we want change, we'll you know.
We're a tsunami. We're a tsunami. But we'll flow most of the way. But then sometimes we come crashing down.
That's great. I think breaking cycles, especially like negative cycles that are rooted in fear or like, you know,
Ancestral trauma.
Like definitely that needs to be addressed. Always, and broken if possible, you know.
Dope.
Yeah. Change that DNA, you know.
For
Gotta
sure.
change it for the future.
Reprogram it.
Yeah, back to the point, I think we had an episode of talking about like the senses and what senses brings us back in terms of different feelings in time. I think music, we talked about how music actually like brings you back to a moment in time. And I think, you know, being able to listen to your music and whatever your feelings at the moment, like sometimes we can relate to that aspect of how you're feeling at that moment in time. And so that's the aspect of like how music can impact other people, that they'll be able to relate to you in terms of those moments or those feelings.
Yeah.
And so that's something that, you know, I appreciate with y'all, and, you know, just music and
Hell yeah, dude. Sound music is amazing. What a powerful tool.
Absolutely.
So we are going to, what's happening with Astralogik? What are the things that we need to look out? What are projects? Anything that's happening? Let us know. What's going on?
So I think the biggest thing really is what we've been doing most often, like I said before, is the sound bats. And coming back to what you were just talking about music, I mean, it's just sound and frequency. Something about it is like so penetrative. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're essentially all like frequency, just vibrating against each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've been really trying to use this platform of sound to help people work through all the things that they're going through right now, internally and externally. And so we post about random things that we perform at. We also just do regular performances, still doing our music. And then we have a huge community, so we always just share whatever folks are like. If NAFCON has things that's happening, we always try to put it out there. Or a lot of people in our communities are doing great work for all the different diasporas that we exist in right now. So we just follow us on social media, and you know, continue to work on yourself, you know, and we'll always share some information on that.
So for folks that might not know what it looks like to have a sound bath, what is the setup? What is the setup of a sound bath? So folks that might be interested, again, holler at Astralogik. So what does it look like to have a sound bath?
Do you want to talk about this? Okay, so I mean, Chen does a lot of a mixture of the production work behind it. Like she she sort of creates through her DAWs. It's a little bit more of a modern take on sound bats, but normally it's usually just like certain instrumentations that will emit a frequency that vibrates, and you listen to it, obviously, and you just allow that frequency to sort of move through you, move the energy through you in what way it needs to. Yeah. And we've expanded it in a way where she does a lot of also curated sound. So she'll still use music, like kind of like almost sometimes brings in beats or other frequencies from other world instruments, and she'll sort of weave them into it so that we sort of guide the energy through our processing.
Right. I also use like binaural beats too.
Binaural beats.
Like I kind of insert that in there too to just keep like a steady like not ohm but like a hum behind the track, you know. And then we also like have singing bowls and sound bowls and like rain sticks, and we have our own instrumentation that we kind of like. We also play during when the track is playing. We also like play with the track. Yeah. So it's a really it's a very encompassing kind of feeling too, because it's all very intentional, you know, and where these vibrations and these frequencies take you. When I wrote it, it was just very like it healed me too at the same time when I was writing it. So I was like, oh wow, this would be dope if we just like played behind these, you know.
It's like a soundscaping.
Soundscaping
that helps to move energy. Right. I mean, it's very similar to like when you're trying to be in meditation. If you do meditation, I don't know if anybody who listens here does meditation, but you know, there's different ways that can get you into a meditative state, and this is one of those ways that can. And like for me, it's actually, for me, sound baths are one of the few things that can get me to complete relaxation. And I actually fall asleep a lot. But it's like deep sleep that I haven't had in a long time usually, where I'm like really, nothing is on, you know? And it's different from when, you know, you listen to a song that somebody like wrote, you know, with words and lyrics, because usually that's sort of guiding you specifically towards a sentiment or an emotion. But this is just using sound and frequency and not necessarily inserting words, and even sometimes not specific melodies to sort of shift the energy where it needs to go. And for everybody, it's so different. Like people who have come to us after sound baths have always been like, yo, I like went into this universe where there's like my grandma was there and she was dancing with me and she was welcoming me into a space. Or some people would be like, yo, I just went into this crazy like Alice in Wonderland trip, you know? Yeah. And then some people were just like, I
needed that.
I was like relaxed, and I don't know why, but I needed to cry, and I cried. So it's interesting to see how sound can influence the body without necessarily having to have an objective necessarily. Right. You know, it's more, I mean, there was an intent to help move it. Right. But there's not really like I'm not trying to guide you anywhere specifically. Yeah, we're just trying to help your body and your spirit feel where it needs to move, because we always need movement happening. Yeah. For sure. If we stay in one place, it's like, that's when shit gets fucked up.
For real, right?
That's when dis-ease happen.
Yeah.
Also, you also are doing virtual learning. Can you talk about the virtual learning? I mean,
I'm a music teacher too, and I've been teaching since March, since the pandemic started, or the quarantining. So,
I definitely approve, because she also teaches my daughter.
I know, I miss her. But yeah, so we still teach lessons online, and we've been and we've also been performing quite a bit online too. Still kind of performing the guitar, getting good sound to come through, because that's also challenging in itself. But I feel like I've gotten so good at it that now I'm always giving advice to people about how to set up their Zoom calls, or how to get their inputs correctly routed for their instruments, or even just like knowing how to effectively communicate with somebody through a platform like Zoom, or how to do it with a classroom too. So I'm basically offering it's basically like I give advice, or I also train you how to navigate through Zoom.
That's dope.
And yeah, and just do whatever. There's a lot of different applications, but
Sounds good.
I'm offering that as a one-on-one thing.
So yeah, come check out Astralogik at IG at Astralogik with a K.
ASTRALOGIK.
Yeah, and check out their sound bath. And also, if you all need some assistant consultation in regards to doing online things, yeah, come holler at them
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're ending this, and we appreciate you.
Thank
And we're
you
gonna end with
for
the performances. I'm so excited.
Thanks all for being here with us. And wow, where'd that audience come from? What's up, everyone? We are Astralogik here on the Pick Your Brain podcast. Thank you so much for having us. We're going to be doing a little tune for you today. This is one of our favorite songs. It's called Here and Now. We have a real audience today. Wow. Constant flying energy, water flow into me. In this constant mystery, no place for reality. So fly away from thoughts and senseless rambling, perfection stamping in. So fly on, no place for overthinking, sinking. It's here and now. Constant flying energy. As far as my eye will see, in this constant mystery, let this drift set me free. So fly on, fly away from thoughts and senseless rambling, perfection stamping in. So fly on, no place for overthinking, sinking. It's here and now. Fly, fly on, fly, fly. You, Yeah, we still got it.
Oh my god.
That's today's episode with our special guest, Astralogik. So, yeah. By the way, that was dope, and thank you for y'all performance.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Forget about it, eh?
Oh my gosh. I went to the astral planes with that freaking song.
I felt so relaxed.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for healing me.
That was a sound
Through the frequency. And follow us at PYB Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow Astralogik at ASTRALOGIK with a K, not with a C.
G-I-K, yeah.
Okay? With a K. And we are out.
So, yeah, again, thank y'all. Let's go.
We out.